Dr. Nandipha Magudumana is expected to apply for bail in the Bloemfontein Magistrate's Court this morning. This after she abandoned her earlier bail application in May this year to pursue an application in the High Court to have her arrest in Tanzania declared unlawful. And that application was thrown out by the High Court. Magudumana is among 12 accused in aiding Thabo Bester to escape from police custody. This is in a matter relating to the brazen escape of serial rapist and murderer from the Mangaung Correctional Centre in May last year. Bester, of course, facing charges as well. But let's cross now to Aphumelele at the court, and then of course Aphumelele Mdlalane, who is also outside court. Aphumelele, let's start with you. An about turn on the part of Dr. Nandipha Magudumana. What can we expect to see this morning?
Well, like you have said, Naledi, we're expecting Dr. Nandipha Magudumana for the very first time here at the Bloemfontein Magistrate Court to apply for bail. We know that she's been reserving her right and saying that she would rather want to exhaust all avenues. You must remember that she also approached the High Court in Bloemfontein in an urgent basis, wanting to overturn her arrest and also of course, the deportation that took place when she was arrested in Tanzania. And today, we're expecting, of course, to hear from the legal representatives to convince the court as to whether she is eligible to get bail. We must remember that the National Prosecuting Authority always maintained that they are opposing bail for her and also saying that she is a flight risk. We must remember that when she was arrested in April in Tanzania, she was in possession of other passports that didn't belong to her. But just to unpick some of the important issues that are expected to, of course, be revealed today with the legal expert, Mr. Molete. Thank you so much for your time. Naledi just asked me what is likely to happen inside today, and we know this will be taking place for 2 days. We know the NPA, they are saying that they are opposing bail. Take us through that.
Today's proceedings are essentially for Dr. Magudumana to apply for bail. And it will be remembered that the provisions of Criminal Procedure Act states very clearly that any person, any accused person who is in custody for allegedly having committed an offense has the right to apply for bail. Now, today, the proceedings are separate or are independent from what Dr. Magudumana has been attempting to do, namely that she was, contesting her arrest in Tanzania. But focusing on today's proceedings, the legal representatives are gonna try to persuade the court to say Dr. Magudumana is a suitable candidate can be admitted to bail. One, it will be in the best interest of justice that she's admitted to bail. But in the event she cannot satisfy the test that has been laid by Section 60, subsection 4 of Criminal Procedure Act, namely that she'll come back, she's not a flight risk, she'll not interfere with the witnesses, the legal representatives would then direct the court to say, the High Court has made a ruling to say in the event she does not satisfy the requirement in 64, then let's look at 69. 69 says to us that her right to freedom is very important, and we're gonna try to show court that her right to freedom outweighs the interest of justice. What are her rights to freedom? One, she's losing financially. 2, she has been long in incarceration. 3, her health condition, it might be mentally, her health condition is deteriorating. So when the court determines as to which outweighs the other, whether the interest of justice or her right to freedom, then the court will definitely admit her to bail.
Would you say the net is closing for her? I mean, she has also approached the Supreme Court of Appeal for an appeal there. And yes, you are saying these matters are different, but we're talking about Dr. Nandipha Magudumana, who is in the Bloemfontein Magistrate Court, went to the High Court and want to go to the Supreme Court to overturn her arrest.
Brilliant question there. I would say that I would agree with you to say that her nest is now becoming closing, on the basis that if she's applying for bail today, she's actually saying to the viewers out there, this process in the Bloemfontein Magistrate Court is legitimate. She's actually indirectly saying, I'm admitting that I am lawfully arrested, so I'm subjecting myself to these proceedings to be criminally charged and to apply for bail. So yeah, she's actually saying to us that I'm now giving in. The best way is to subject myself to these proceedings, which initially she was saying my arrest in Tanzania was unlawful. So by virtue of coming to apply for bail, she's actually saying to us that, yeah, I'm just subjecting myself to the proceedings and I'm admitting that I have to come and stand trial.
Now let's talk about her letter. She released a letter a few days before her appearance, which is today. She mentioned there that, of course, she felt pain and the way she's treated at the Bizamakate, and also saying that there's a lot of influential people, prominent people that, of course, have been giving her challenges in terms of also what she calls is a wrongful arrest. Let's talk about that letter and her appearance today.
It's very interesting that the letter comes after they have appeared, Dr. Nandipha Magudumana and Mr. Thabo Bester, after they have appeared and they sat close to each other at court. So we don't know what transpired, the conversation thereof, but the timing of the letter. 2, this letter comes after the National Commissioner of Correctional Services visited both Bizamakate and CMEX. So why is it coming only this time at this time? So that stands to be determined. But what Dr. Magudumana is attempting to do, she is, in my view, trying to get sympathy from South Africans to say, at the opportune time, I'll tell you guys what happened at Tanzania. At the opportune time, I'll tell you the treatment that I'm getting. And remember, initially, all of us were complaining about the royal treatment that Dr. Magudumana was getting at Bizamakate. But immediately after the visit of the National Commissioner, I think the treatment has suddenly changed. Dr. Magudumana is also saying in that letter that I've come closer to my God and I've realized, and I thank my prayer partners for praying for me. So there's several issues that she's amplifying in that letter. And as I'm saying, that the timing of the letter has to be questioned.
And also she's bringing her family into this, because she would mention time and again that her children are suffering while she's still in custody.
As I'm saying, or as I said, that she is, canvassing for sympathy all over. She wants to show her kids that she misses them. She still wants to reconnect with them. And the family, she's saying, guys, here I am. I made a mistake, but thank you for your support and so on.
Let's talk about now the 2 days. Magudumana is expected to be here today and tomorrow. Is it that much that she needs to convince the court that she's eligible for bail? 2 days is enough for her?
I think 2 days it's actually a lot. If the legal representatives of the applicant, which is Dr. Magudumana, are going to read the affidavit, then it's a matter of an hour, and the arguments would be another hour, and the state will also make arguments probably for an hour or so. So today, only one day only would suffice for the proceedings, but 2 days is a lot.
Well, the legal expert here, Mr. Molete, of course, saying that the net is closing for Dr. Nandipha Magudumana, who is now here in Bloemfontein Magistrate Court to apply for bail, and has approached the Supreme Court of Appeal to, of course, overturn the decision by Judge Lobsa in the High Court to, of course, dismiss her urgent application. We're expecting to see what will her legal representatives will be, of course, submitting. What will they be saying? The bone of contention as to why is she saying that she is eligible to be released on bail after she reserved her right when she was, of course, appearing at the very same court. Now, lady, it's back to you.